It's mid-June. Let's take a look at what's growing in the garden.
In this section, I have all herbs and peppers, including a barrel of mint, some citronella and a fake snake to scare off little critters. And in this area here, I have a lot of different types of peppers. Some of them are sweet peppers, and some of them are spicy peppers. Some of them have a lot of growing to do, and some of them are already producing fruit. Some of these peppers I've overwintered, and so they're having a little bit of head start. For example, this one right here is loaded with peppers. I don't know what it is, but I've had it for 3 years and I've lost the label for it. This one is a cayenne that's coming up, and then right behind it are two Thai basil I've overwintered from last year and growing nicely. And at the end here, I have more citronella and mint. In this container, I have lemongrass, and behind them are two cabbages and some garlic. And right here are some leafy greens that have gone to seed, and then some more garlic. Here I have 4 varieties of cucumber plants that's producing a lot of foliage and flowers, and underneath I've interplanted some green onions and some dill. You see a volunteer Cosmo hanging out at the edge. I also planted some calendula. A lot of nice foliage, and then some nasturtium and marigolds to attract the bees and the butterflies. And underneath I planted some radishes too. They don't like a lot of heat and sun, so they will appreciate the coolness there. You can see that it's growing nicely up along the trellis. And on this side I have long beans and cucamelons that's starting to grow. I have long beans, and in this little one right here is winged beans. And you can kind of see the long beans are just growing nicely up this trellis. On the ground here, I've planted 12 sweet corn. I think I lost one due to animals digging, but they're doing okay. And on this side of the garden, I have mainly grow bags. You have ground cherries and tomatoes, more tomatoes. I actually have 2 varieties of tomatoes over here. Those are tomatillos. I have a broccoli in there. I don't know if they'll produce. I have a lot of tomatoes. They're either Roma or cherries, but I didn't label them. And here you have 2 zucchinis that are starting to flower. And then I have a couple of cantaloupes right here, and then 2 tomatillos, or actually I think 3 tomatillos, and a volunteer cherry tomato, more ground cherry, and a watermelon. This is my chaos gardening bed where I've planted some water spinach along with leafy greens that's gone to seed, and it also houses my 2 tall sunflowers. Next to it are 2 raised beds that I've planted asparagus, and it has a tomato to the side. And in ground here I have a loofah plant that's trying to grow, and a couple of little Malabar spinach that's trying to grow. You can see that what's growing in the ground just aren't doing nearly as well as what's growing in the raised bed. So there's more Malabar spinach and this bitter melon that's doing relatively well climbing up the trellis. Same over here on this side. And then in ground here where my fruit trees are, I have about 9 okra plants that are trying to get taller.
This wraps up my tour of my garden. So this is mid-June. I look forward to showing you what it looks like in July.